Everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to another recording of Hearthstone. Today is Wednesday, October 24th. We started early, so it's been a bit of a struggle just to get the Tavern Brawl to unlock. But fortunately, at least on our America's account, it is unlocked so we can do that. Otherwise, we have win a game of any class, so we're going to get that daily quest done anyways. So we just have to jump in here and do the new Headless Horseman rides. It's time to battle the Headless Horseman. We'll arm you with your finest Hollows Inn costume as Earth has to offer. It's just going to give us a standard classic pack. Meanwhile, I also have a ton of news and games that we need to rush through. So we've got a game called Big Breezy's Boat. This is a Stormwind Investigator versus Headless Horseman. Seems like all we have is Stormwind champions. Is that all we get to play with? Is a bunch of Stormwind champions? Yeah. Okay. This is gonna be weird. We'll see what happens here.
The sky is dark. The fire
Deal
burns.
2 damage.
You drive in vain.
Randomly split amongst all enemies. Dress up as a witch, draw a new hand. Dress up as a pirate, draw a new hand. Dress up as a cat, draw new hands. Let's dress up as a cat.
Job's done.
You get Cat Trick, Nash, Moros, Infest, and I don't get the coin back. Okay. Let's see. I cannot even read what this is. Whenever a new boss enemy takes damage, summon a 1/1 cat. Is that say boss enemy? I don't know.
Job's done.
Okay. So, Big Breezy Boat looks moderately well animated, this game. But I think it's probably just a boat on an ocean and nothing else. Doesn't seem like it's much of a game. It's VR. And how much do they want for it? $4.49. In all honesty, this is still not realistic enough for VR if you just wanted a VR game where you're playing in a boat. And this is from Marineverse. I've already seen at least one game that was a VR boat game out, and that's probably one too many. Alright, let's play here. So I'm gonna 1/1 Steward, or attack, or attack. And see this one, it's serve your turn, destroy this, and summon 2 sinister squashlings.
Let's show our guests a good time.
See what happens there. What do these do? After this attack and destroy it, deal 3 damage to all enemies. Okay. 2 damage and 1 to the adjacent one. 4 damage and 1 to the adjacent one. Death Rattle. Summon a beast to your hand. Okay. How are we gonna do this? Let's try this. This here. Let's summon some cats.
Job's done.
Let's see what happens here.
The dark path is my destiny.
Trying to actually pay attention to this game a little bit more. Alright, let's see which one was 1 damage and draw. Let's see, 2 damage and 1 damage to the adjacent ones.
done.
So we can play a bunch of beasts. We can give them death rattles. Interesting. So next game we have on Steam is called Dandy and Randy. Looks like it's a kids friendly style of a attempt at something like a simplistic Legend of Zelda game. This might not be too bad. I'm sure the graphics aren't great, but if this is just trying to be a simplistic style of game, it might work. And I'm feeling a little generous enough to put this on the wish list. Let's see. The thing that would kill it, well, the third party EULA doesn't help. Early access for $8.99. I guess what would kill it is if this developer has developed something else that was awful and it hasn't. So yeah, I'll put Dandy and Randy on the follow list. Let's play this. Then we're gonna do that. And attack this.
Job's done.
Have to end the turn. I don't know if I'm actually playing against somebody else or if I'm just playing against an AI. I probably am just playing against an AI. That's the weird thing about Tavern Brawls is sometimes you're playing against people, sometimes you aren't. Alright. Big Bad Claws would give me a 4-2, which won't save me. This would give me some armor. Let's see, we can attack this. Let's see what happens here first. And do that. And do that. And that. Yeah, I don't think we need to cover more releases by Nutaku, but TechRaptor has an article for Hikari Clover Rescue, which is a visual novel, apparently. So, but I'll just mention it there if you're still interested. Right, so if I played this and did this, and then did this, and then did this, and then did this. Ah, I played wrong. I played poorly there. I could have kept on cycling it and attacked this guy 5 times. I'm learning slowly. Let's see. Next we have a game on Steam called VR Trivia Battle, which looks basically like Asset Flip some more. There's a lot of trivia shows around the world, a lot of Japanese trivia shows I know I've seen. Does that convert into a video game? Not really. Like Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, those are old games in the United States. Those are not things that people who play video games play. Yeah, and see, this is a VR game that feels like it's multiplayer. Yes, it is. So you have to deal with that. It's free to play though, so you can try it out if you're interested. But I imagine there's not going to be much of an audience playing online very quickly, soon after release. Let's try this Tavern Brawl again.
For the Alliance versus
So you always start with Stormwind champions, which then get immediately replaced. I don't feel like dressing up as a cat helped.
The sky is dark. The fire burns.
It'll be interesting to see if we get the same option again. Yeah. Seems like you only get 3 different options. And that's that. So we'll try pirates. Whenever you summon a pirate, this is in your hand. Give a minion +1/+1. Alright. Let's see. We have a game on Steam called Headliner Novi News. I think the last thing I'd want to do is play a game where you're playing a news person. This feels like this almost certainly would be full of political storylines, and this might be a troll game, but it frankly looks too polished to really be a troll game. So yeah, I guess I need to give this one a chance and put it on the follow list. Like I don't think I'm gonna find anything that knocks it out of contention. It looks like it actually is a good a game of some sort. So it's from a developer who's made a couple other games I haven't heard of. But yeah, it's not so bad. And look, I can take as much time as I want because it's not pulling out the rope. TechRaptor has a article, Damsel Review, Master of the Flow State. I haven't heard of a game called Damsel, so I want to check to see if this game is actually out. Let's see. Right. Have you summoned the part game stealth?
Job's done.
So Damsel is on Steam. They gave it an 8.0. They got the game for free. I guess that might be of some importance.
Job's done.
This isn't a pirate. Why did that guy goes?
You're young and you're old.
Doesn't make any sense. This card is not a pirate card. Let's see, let's try this again. Attack here, you play this.
Want a deal?
Why is this guy getting stealth? Wait a minute, why did that guy just attack? Apparently all cards are pirates. Your minions count as pirates. Okay. Alright, that makes sense now.
It's a deal.
Looks like we're gonna win this one pretty easily. TechRaptor says Damsel is an engaging, challenging platformer that has little something for everyone. It may get too hard too early for some people, but mastering the mechanics is incredibly rewarding. Pro's super slick combat encourages mechanic mastery. Missions cater to everyone. Cons skims the surface of lore. Difficulty scales too quickly. Alright, well, doesn't look like they have a link to Damsel on Steam, but they say it's on Steam. Ooh, so I'll find it and add it to the follow list and keep an eye on it. Although, slightly questionable why I'm even listening to anybody as far as reviews these days, or reading reviews.
The pirate's call. It's a deal.
there's victory.
For my blood to spill, yet to vanquish me, 'tis my head you must kill.
Destroy the head to win the game, but watch out for fireballs. Ah, I am screwed. That seemed like that was a little too easy. TechRaptor has another article. Overwatch Lego sets leaked. Let me scroll down here and see if there's any new pictures here. Nope, it's the same sets I've already seen. The sets look generic. Not super great. Let's see, how do we want to play this? I can attack here.
I am over here, you fool of a body.
And this. And I could attack this, but I don't see a reason to yet.
Hearken, cur, 'tis you I spurn. Now feel the burn.
It only cost my soul.
Maniac Soulcaster. Alright. Draw 2 cards. Draw a card, add 2 copies to your hands. Okay, we'll play this. And that. I might lose. I might lose still here. Probably should have played this.
The dark path is my destiny.
Okay. I can play this, and I can play one of these.
Pain, speak to me.
And that's kind of it. If I hit this guy, like the only thing I can hope is that maybe I will win the game automatically before I lose the game. Let's see what happens there. Is that good enough? Nope, that's defeat. But we were pretty close. I guess we'll try the witch costume then. Next game we have on Steam is clearly a Chinese low-effort troll game. So yeah. Early access, $2.39 discounted. Yeah. Total garbage game. No big... no need to look any further into that one. GameIndustry.biz. This is the first GameIndustry.biz article I've had. Resolution Games secures $7.5 million in additional funding. Angry Birds FPS and Bait developer will invest additional finances into additional VR and AR projects. Guess I could go more into this article. It's really just they got more money and they're working on more VR and AR projects. Not a lot to take from that. If you have enough mana, your spells cost double and cast a second copy. So if I were to play this now, I would discover a copy of a spell, but if I wait, I could discover 2 copies of a spell. Interesting. Gematsu has an article, Disaster Report 4+ Summer Memories Director discusses the recent delay, plus some tidbits on the game's initial cancellation. I'm pretty sure this game was delayed from October 25th to November 22nd because there was a big actual natural disaster. And wait, no. It says, quote, there were some bugs that had to be that we had to remove at all costs, but the biggest reason was the creation of a specific areas were still rough. He said that some areas had extremely low level of perfection, so that the main goal was increasing their quality. Rather than everyone getting their hands on it, we wanted to polish it even further to improve the feel. Sadly, the Disaster Report series, which I think is probably a pretty good series, is not going to come to the West ever. So that's... I don't even know what I want to do here. I could play this, or I could just wait. I'm just gonna wait. Apparently the game was initially cancelled, Disaster Report 4 plus Summer Memories. There might be multiple Disaster Report games that came out this year. Again, only in Japan though. Alright, so cast this twice to destroy 2. And or cast this twice to discover a copy of a spell in our deck. Let's do this. Okay. Let's see. Lifesteal do 1 to all minions. And then that.
Job's done.
Interesting. That gets me some more spells. Gematsu has an article. Trine 4, the Nightmare Prince, has been announced for the PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC, due out in 2019. This is strange because Trine 3 was a big failure. A pretty awful game. So the idea of bringing that, like, the idea of bringing another game out so quickly in the Trine series seems like a big mistake. Frozen Byte, the company that makes Trine, they must be on their last legs. They seemed like they were on their last legs with the release of Trine 3, so I can't imagine that they're any better now. Alright. Do I want to do this? I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope that 2 hit this guy. And it doesn't.
Oh, the Lich King!
TechRaptor has an article, indie platformer Orphan to launch on Halloween. I misread this. I thought it was an indie game platform that would sell multiple indie games called Orphan, and I was thinking to myself, boy, is that a terrible name. I don't think dressing as the witch is the way to win this. So it's a 2D indie sci-fi game, Orphan. I wonder if it's based I guess it no, it's not based on the movie Orphan that came out several years ago. Orphan is the story of a boy who's the only survival of some alien machines. Let's see. Does attack 1 damaged. Deal 4 damage to 2 random ones. That'll probably work. But I'm nowhere close to winning. So I'm looking at the trailer for Orphan. It looks a lot like Limbo, maybe with some shooter mechanics and fighting monsters at some point, but it doesn't seem like the vast majority of it is shooter mechanics. It seems like it's mostly platforming and Limbo stuff. So we attempt again. Orphan will be available on Steam and Good Old Games with future releases planned for PS4 and Xbox, but no time frame. The Kickstarter campaign also indicated the game would be released on Mac and Linux, but no release dates have been announced for that. So there's another game that I really wish they would just link to the Steam store page. Gamma Sutra has a blog. Boyfriend Dungeons 272,000 Kickstarter postmortem. So Boyfriend Dungeon is where the dungeon crawler, where the weapons are also these characters that you date, so you're dating your weapon. I'm going with the pirate costume. That's the only one that seemed like it made any sense. Seems like you always get this card first, too. So you're in a pretty good position. Yeah, this whole Gamma Sutra article is really just talking about how the Kickstarter went. The more important story for gamers is going to be about actually making a game. Let's see. Deal 2 damage. I think I might as well just play that right now.
Job's done.
It only cost my soul.
Yeah, this is an article that's really long, and it's patting yourself on the back. It's almost certainly the person who ran the Kickstarter writing the article, because Gamma Sutra is really just blogs. Let's see. It was written by Victoria Tran, who is a community developer at Kitfox Game, the independent Canadian studio behind Moon Hunters, Shroud Isle, and the upcoming Boyfriend Dungeon. So literally, it's a blog from the team that made the game. Let's do this. It'll be a much more. This would be a much more interesting article if Boyfriend Dungeon succeeds, which I'm not 100% sure it will. I have some questions, certainly, as far as whether the game turns out to be good or not. If we control another pirate, I'm gonna go ahead and play this. And attack here, and attack here. Gamma Sutra has a different article. Betting platform nabs license for cryptocurrency gambling on esports. The live betting esports platform UNIKR had its crypto gambling license approved by the Isle of Man earlier today. So, UNIKR was only licensed to provide real money betting on esports in the UK and Australia. But now the company can handle cryptocurrency in 20 regions through an in-house currency known as UINKOIN gold token, or traditional currencies like the US dollar. Yeah, esports betting with cryptocurrency. I'm sure that'll go well.
Scurvy dog.
So I want to do as much damage as possible, but I also want to protect my health. Gamma Sutra has a article. EA Origin Access includes more indie games in its repertoire. Last week EA announced a new collection of games to be added to the Origin X subscribers for the month of October. The games added this month include Cosmic Star Heroine, Project Kairos, High-Rise, and Opus Magnum. It's kind of surprising how many different places I've seen Opus Magnum has been made available at some kind of discount. Since that's not a particularly bad game or a particularly old game.
Prepare yourselves. The bells have tolled.
Let's see. TechRaptor has another article. Fortnite delays full launch and free-to-play save the world mode. So Fortnite is doing gangbusters. I assume that the announcement of a delay probably won't affect it too much, and I assume that there is a very good reason for the delay, or at least people will pretend like there's a very good reason for the delay. Let's see. So you could go on to read the story more. I was looking at a YouTuber's video and they were talking about their channel, and they were specifically talking about how Fortnite is where all the views are, so they're just going to play Fortnite games. And I was like, okay, well, at least you're being honest.
Trust the pirate's code.
Let the pain speak to me.
Job's done.
There we go. Like, personally, I don't think I would play Fortnite. I just don't think there's anywhere in my schedule that would make sense, or there's anything really to criticize. I still kind of feel like the pirate is the right way to play, but this really is going to be a tavern brawl. It's just going to be one of these awful tavern brawls that takes forever. Moving on, TechRaptor has an article. Steam Halloween, Autumn, and Winter sales dates all week. The Halloween sale is expected to take place on October 29th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Times to November 1st, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I wonder if there's going to be a mini game on any of these, though. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there is no game or giveaway.
The sky is dark. The fire
To be
burns.
honest,
You drive
the
in
last
vain
mini game,
as fate's
which
wheel
was the
turns.
clicker mini game, sucked really bad. Because, well, it sucked for me at least. I didn't get any free games, and I got the feeling that there would have been something there. Like, you would have.
Job's done.
I would have gotten either a discount or something. I got trading cards, and that's about it. Just wasted a bunch of money on trading cards. So yeah, not really happy with that. I would prefer
It only cost my
just
soul.
like better sales or giveaways where everybody wins. Moving on, the autumn sale is from November 1st at 9:55 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I doubt it starts exactly that precisely, to November 27th, 10:05 Pacific Standard Times. And everyone's favorite winter sale looks like it will start on December 20th, 9:55 until January 3rd, 10:05. In all honesty, too, this is going to be an e-begging thing. Like, I still don't have any budget, and still don't have any money. This channel has not made any money for me, so I can't really justify spending a lot of money on video games. So it's going to be a lot of, hey, support me through Patreon. It's going to be a lot of If you want to buy this game and donate it to me, I'd be super happy, but otherwise it's just not going to happen. But if you do want to support my channel, wait till these sales happen. The good news is almost certainly even before the Halloween sale starts, most of my wish list will have been cleaned up quite a bit, so you could pick basically any game on my wish list and be moderately guaranteed that it is a game I actually want to cover and a good game. Whereas right now there's still some amount of wishlist games that simply are just not to that level of quality. And just concede this. Oh, I guess I could have just clicked restart too. Like, you really are gonna have to just get the perfect draw. Let's try the witch again. Like, you really are just gonna have to get super lucky on this. Valve has neither confirmed or denied these dates. They do line up with previous sales. However, there's not really much to take from that though. Save up your pennies, don't buy any games right now. Although inherently right now, like, the fact that Rise of the Tomb Raider is on sale probably means it won't be on sale for the rest of the rest of the year, and so yeah, I bet people also wouldn't have been super upset if it was a Steam summer sale and Rise of the Tomb Raider was really cheap. At that point, I think you would probably get some masking there. Let's see. We have a game on Steam called the Horologist Legacy. I don't know if this is an asset flip game or what. It doesn't look amazingly well animated, but it looks pretty well animated. It's pretty good looking. Yeah, this doesn't feel like an asset flip too much. Feels like people actually... But also you're not seeing any gameplay mechanics or anything. So it seems like it's probably a walking simulator. It's $19.99, no discount. Let's see. Intriguing puzzles. Encounters with creatures from another universe. Okay. I'll put this one on the follow list and keep an eye on it. The developer hasn't developed anything else. Alright. Should I send this back? Or should I wait? Gamatsu has an article, Robotics Notes Elite for Switch launches November 22nd in Japan. What is this? As far as it's a visual novel of some sort. It's an enhanced version of the original Robotics Notes with additional elements and story. It was first on the PS Vita in 2014. Just see a slight screenshot of it on a Switch, so no real telling what kind of game it is as a visual novel. Right. We could return to, or we could deal 2 damage to all minions. Which honestly, that probably is fine. Just do that. Interesting, we had a earlier story talking about how Ys 8, that's Y'8, Lacrimosa of Dana, released on Steam as a kind of bad version of a game. Like just a bad PC port is what I'm trying to say there. But now Gematsu has an article. Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Dana sales top 500,000. Christmas gift package edition announced for the PlayStation 4 in Japan. So a re-release is coming out in Japan. So the game is doing well, at least on the PS4. I think also probably the Steam version has been for the most part fixed too. But we would like to see some improvements happen there where games aren't released on Steam in bad versions. Gematsu has a different article. Atelier Lula, that's L-U-L-U-A, The Alchemist of Airland 4 has been announced for the PS4 and Switch. So this Atelier series, A-T-E-L-I-E-R series, seems to be getting more and more releases at a breakneck speed. Which is a little weird, but not super crazy. I don't even know what kind of game this is. I think it says the game uses synthesis, exploration, and battle elements of the Auraland series as a base. The new systems are based on elements that gained popularity throughout the mysterious sub-series of Atelier games will also appear. Synthesis will both be classic and new. So yeah, I'm still not getting a clue about what kind of game it is. But maybe it's a music game, maybe it's an RPG, maybe it's anything. I could do this twice and get a bunch of health back. Or I could discover a copy of the spell. Or I could send back 2 people. Oh my goodness, that is like the worst card. The worst card to double. Some of these cards don't even work. Gematsu has another article, Deathmark, quote, Spirits trailer. Deathmark must be a horror game of some sort. I haven't heard of it before. It's due out for the PS4, Switch, and PS Vita on October 31st in North America. It's tagged as a experience game. Horror. It's not like a visual novel. It's M for mature for basically everything. Alright. Let's do this. Okay. Play that. It does seem like it might be a bit of a dungeon crawler visual novel game. It seems like you're wandering around a very spooky abandoned school. Interesting. Unfortunately, it's not coming to PC. Otherwise, I'd be interested in this Deathmark game. Moving on. 4 damage, restore 4. Or play a taunt. TechRaptor has an article, Lord of the Rings Online announces legendary classic servers. So, new legendary classic servers for the MMORPG Lord of the Rings Online. Which I guess if you played Lord of the Rings Online, you might understand that a little bit better. Gwent just came out of beta, so at some point, like, I saw other people playing it, and it didn't feel like the Gwent I played in the base game of Witcher 3. So they seem to have changed it slightly. And if they have changed it slightly, I'd like to give it a chance, but also it's not something that I'm gonna spend a lot of time for. You can play it for free if you go to goodoldgames.com, if you don't hate goodoldgames.com right now. Like, honestly, Twitter, their social media presence, people chose the wrong time to irritate people.
Job's done.
Let's see. Yeah, they've done something where Gwent is not played the same way anymore. So it's not really Gwent. I don't know why they used that same name then. Like, the Gwent I played at the beginning of The Witcher 3 had 3 lines in which you could put cards. So it could be foreground, middle section, or background. And your opponent had a foreground, middle ground, and background. And there was a whole unique, possibly a little too complicated system there. And now they've worn it down to there's just a foreground and a background, and it doesn't seem like the cards are the same, and it doesn't seem like the cards work exactly the same. So it definitely feels like it's a different experience. Let's go ahead and kill this guy.
The dark path is my destiny.
Let's see, here we can, I've got the tweet up and it says click here to learn more about it. So is this the homecoming version of Gwent? It says, a battlefield reinvented, Gwent is all about 2 armies clashing on the battlefield of The Witcher. Homecoming introduces a complete visual overhaul to the board, featuring a brand new lore-inspired design that's unique for every faction. Now, is this the single-player experience also, or is that still in development? Like the standalone single-player experience, because it feels like these. It feels like they've integrated a single player experience into Gwent now. Leaders reimagined. Leaders are now 3D models commanding the battlefield on your behalf. They come equipped with powerful abilities. So now instead of I guess Gwent originally didn't really have leaders as much as there were leader high level class cards. Or maybe they did. Yeah, we did. And there's over 30 new cards, more than hundreds of tactical possibilities. So it doesn't seem like the cards have changed much, but there is now a skill tree progression system, and there are collectibles that you can get and you find as you're walking around. So it really seems different. Let's draw a card.
Job's done.
Yeah, Gwent oddly is not Gwent anymore. Two rows, layers of character. Deck building rebuilt. Gameplay. More to each turn than a single card. Same passing game, new level. The game does offer in-game purchases, and it's not on Steam though. So for that reason alone, I don't think I want to play Gwent. But I would say check it out. Gwent has changed. It's not the same game that it once was.
Want a deal?
Job's done.
For better or worse. But yeah, I don't think I have time to play it. And if it's not coming to Steam, I kind of question how many people actually will play the game. I mean, maybe I'm
Mind if I roll need?
over exaggerating there.
Speak to me.
Okay, we've got to kill something. Let's kill this. Do this. Gamer Sutra has an article. Get a job. MLB Advanced Media is hiring for a lead technical director. Is this Major League Baseball? The job is in New York, New York. I assume MLB is Major League Baseball Advanced Media, some division under the Major League Baseball banner. Let's see, give it your weapon +1/+1. Draw some cards. Draw a card and give me 2. Draw 4 cards. Here. Here. And
It's a deal.
take that. Take that.
Hey, give me that.
And take that. Should have killed this guy first.
Hey, give me that.
Played poorly there. Very, very poorly. On the turn.
The dark.
Next we have a game on Steam called Broken Metal. It looks like utter garbage. I don't know why we got a long list of really ugly looking games today, but we certainly did. Early access, free to play. I guess the price is right. See, I don't need to click here and see what else this developer has made. Like, it doesn't matter what they made. Let's go and do that.
Mind if I roll need?
This is down to 9, 12.
What do we have here?
Gamer Sutra has an article. Super Mario Bros. 3 Level Design Lessons Part 3. Slightly questionable if the level design lessons in Super Mario Bros. 3 are something you could learn from or not, maybe. I mean, Super Mario Bros. 3 probably is a very well designed game, certainly. It's hard to kind of argue it isn't. But then it is also kind of hard to say there aren't better examples in the decades since that have come out. Let's see. I can play this for free, but I have to need to get rid of some things first. So we'll let's see.
Reinforcements be here. Bring the pain. Trust the pirate's gold.
Got it. I think we might have a victory here. Yeah, I think this might work. Anyways, this Gamma Sutra article is here. There's something to consider. Aww. Really? Oh, the Headless Horseman just sucks. This is one of the worst tavern brawls in a long time. And I'm about to be out of news again, and I kind of just want to wrap up. I think I may very well do at least 2 if not 3 of these tavern brawls off screen. Moving on, Gamatsu has an article, Wizard Symphony launches February 28th, 2019 in Japan. This looks like it might be a dungeon crawler game. It says it's an RPG. PS4 and Switch is what it's coming out on. Not a lot to say there. Gamatsu has a different article, Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 plus 2.5 remix and 2.8 updates to unlock all share functionality on October 25th. Share to your heart's content. I have no idea what the share functionality is. Let's see. So let's try to see if we can figure this out. Square Enix will release patches for the Kingdom Hearts games named before to unlock all previously blocked share functionality, including for movie titles, on October 25th. The company noted that there may be rare cases where users experience regulations when uploading videos online on the system side of a website, but to contact Square Enix support if that happens. Oh! So this is literally, you can just share videos on YouTube and Twitch, which makes some sense too. It's like, if you're gonna get anybody to play Kingdom Hearts 3, you need a lot of people to figure out or remember or know what happened in the previous games, and a lot of people are not going to be willing to play the games. Let's see. Including for the movie titles. So even the Kingdom Hearts movies can be shared. I guess that's what they mean. This is in Japanese. Let's see, is there a translate button? To have more fun sharing the Kingdom Hearts tomorrow around 15. Share function of clear all, including video works in rare cases. Now this is basically just that they've gotten the share button to work. There may very well still be incidences where Square Enix claims copyright and ownership of the videos. But at least this is slightly of a good news. Let's see, moving on. Let's see. How do we want to do this? Play this. And play this.
Mind if I roll knee?
Scurvy.
Attack here, and attack here. Next we have a game on Steam called Warrior Fighter, which is a fighting game, but it doesn't look particularly good. Notice you've got a simplistic life bar, simplistic text fighter here. The idea is not terrible, certainly. To bring it back from like the Mortal Kombat outlandishness. And it's kind of hard to call this a solely asset flip game. Somebody put some effort into designing the background and the menu, and then I assume that they probably are just asset flipping each of these heroes. But then you're also having to buy the animations and get them to actually work with each other. This is more work than most low effort games would be. It's 99 cents, $9.99. Sorry, misread it. If this developer had made something else, which they haven't, I might be able little bit more willing to believe that it's an actual game of importance. But let's see, do we attack or do we move forward? Do I clear the field? Not with this guy, for sure. Alright. So I guess I'll be exceedingly generous here and put this on the follow list. But I'm fairly certain that like they're referencing For Honor, for example. I'm fairly certain For Honor, if For Honor can't succeed, Warrior Fighter isn't going to be able to succeed. Okay, so we need to attack here. We need to play this. And let's see, make sure we start here. And then
So eager you are
go.
for my blood to spill, yet to vanquish me, 'tis my head you must kill.
Just attack there.
Job done.
On your turn. GameIndustry.biz has an article. Steam reaches 90 million monthly active users. The subtitle here is Halt on New Game License in China. Boyo, Steam's marketplace presence as Tencent continues to suffer. So, I mean, China really has just screwed their own company. Guess they didn't care. Pretty much, I guess, is how it goes down to, is they really didn't seem like they cared. Well, they screwed that up. Let's see. Steam Monthly's active user count has grown by 23 million in just over a year, according to figures from Valve. So 23 million new people on Steam. Right. This, and this, and I've lost. This is getting very frustrating. They're also saying that that Tencent here has lost 190 billion from its valuation in January. As of October, the figure is 220 billion. So Tencent has lost about half of its valuation. And this is gonna take forever. This sucks. Sucks so bad. A lot of work for nothing. And you're playing against an AI, so you can't get it to concede or anything. We don't need this. We don't need this Hearthstone. I don't need this frustration in my life. We've got a game on Steam called Grand Strategy. It's a free-to-play garbage game. Wow, we just had nothing but garbage game. No wonder I thought about curating what I was looking at before I started streaming this morning. It's free. I guess the price is right. But no wonder I thought about it. Clearly, let's try the cat again.
Job's done.
Clearly the example here is that for some reason the really bad looking games all got released at the same time, which is more to my theory that they are breaking up games that are published on Steam now in some kind of chunks, and they're saying, well, all the games that look like terrible low effort games are getting looked at and released like one day a week or one week a month, and then all the sex games are getting released a different day of the week and a different month. Or maybe I'm just seeing patterns that are not actually there.
Another night on the prowl.
Let's see. Gain 1 attack for each beast you have. That's just the battle cry. Yep. Next we have a game on Steam called Modern Combat 5, which is mostly negative already from Gameloft. Massive multiplayer. Surprising that it's already mostly negative. Like, most games don't even get reviewed. So what's the problem with this one? Let's see what the reviews say. Do you like to fill an enemy with lead only to have him turn and return fire? Do you like mobile graphics, like graphics on your PC? Then play this game. This is the review. 5-2.
Bathe in flames.
Let's start with that.
Job done.
A game with clunky controls and really bad frame rates. Alright, so it's a game that just plays horribly according to those 2 negative reviews. Free to play, Modern Combat 5. And I'm not wrong, Gameloft is a recognizable name, but maybe I am wrong, because I'm looking at everything on Steam by Gameloft and everything is mixed reviews, and Modern Combat 5 is negative reviews. So I don't know, maybe they're a console developer that literally doesn't know how to make a good game on
Where shall I
PC. Let's see. This.
Job done.
Prepare yourselves. The bells have
We have a
tolled.
game on Steam called Intelligence Underwater Kingdom, which is a slide puzzle with water animals. Almost certainly the developers that make these low effort games are also making the Hinta Anime Girl slide puzzle games. They're just trying to get 2 different markets. $1.29 discounted for this game. Yeah, right. Alright, let's see. You could miss some if you're not careful. Let's play this.
Let's show our guests a good time.
Alright, what I want to do is this first. Well, that sucked. Let's then do this. They're really not gonna let me hit him. No, wait, forget it. At this point, I'll just do that.
The dark path is my destiny.
Let's see. I wonder if this is the board game level. Yes, this is interesting. Two damage and 1 to everything else. So I could do this, or I could kill everything else. Or I could do this. If I was to do this. Let's see. Now I can really only do one thing. I'm gonna do this. And then there we go. So we've got the game Love Letter on Steam, which is based on a card game called Love Letter that I've heard about. I don't know if it's particularly good or not, but it's something, it's recognizable. It doesn't look like inherently awful, although these graphics don't look amazingly good. It seems like second-rate animation for the card phases. Yeah, I don't think you can get that wrong too much. How much do they want for this? $6.99, which is lower than your standard 99 cents for $9.99 for everything. 2 damage of this 5 draw a card. Nope. Can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that.
You rang.
He cleared the board. I don't know how he did it, but he cleared the board. See, this developer has made several other games. I don't recognize the name. A lot of them are mixed, though. They made the Talisman series. Talisman, the Horus Heresy, mixed reviews. Warhammer 40k. And it's certainly a different style of game to do Warhammer and Talisman series games. That's the developer, and the publisher is Asmodee Digital, which is known specifically for publishing board game comparisons or card game conversions. I don't know if they inherently are good at doing it, though. Like, in all honesty, it seems like half the time they do a pretty bad job. Need to do 2 damage to something and draw a card, but I'm not going to be given that benefit of a doubt. Let's see. End turn. I'll put Love Letter on the follow list. Gematsu has an article, Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom, first large-scale DLC has been titled, new equipment and system included. The first of 2 major downloadable content releases for Ni no Kuni Revenant Kingdom. Ni no Kuni 2 is the Labyrinth of the Ghost King. So, I believe Ni no Kuni 2 is on Steam, but it's a hard choice to want to play that game as Ni no Kuni 1 is not. This is stupid. I'm gonna leave it there. TechRaptor has an article, the black market grind in Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is now faster. Treyarch has issued an update to Black Ops 4's new tiered progression system to make it faster. The black market, which is time limited and currently only available on the PlayStation 4, allows players to unlock a whole host of emote sprays, weapon skins, and more through 200 tiers. So they made the game a little bit easier, but it still is just microtransactions and scamming you and adding grind to your game, just to force you into pain to win. Okay, we've got this. Kel'Thuzul's kitty. Mr. Bagels boy. So we do this, and do that. Attack here, here, here. As long as I can actually, win next turn. I think I can win next turn. As long as things don't go crazy.
Each of you shall pay the final sum. Try. The reckoning has come.
Oh, he killed the one card I needed. Okay, how are we gonna do this then? Let's do this.
So eager you are for my blood to spill, Yet to vanquish me, 'tis my head you must kill.
Attack this, I suppose. And just end the turn. I desperately need the character that will allow me to give my beast charge. TechRaptor has an article, changing your PSN name could revoke access to DLC, delete save and data, and more. PlayStation users have been wanting to change their names. However, there's a lot of weirdness with it. Certainly, the PSN name change beta. Fine print here under they have is you may lose your access to your content, including paid content. You may lose progress within games. Parts of your games and applications may not function. Your previous online ID may remain visible to you and other places in some places. So they're straight up telling you that we promise nothing as far as the name changes go. And that didn't help anything, that was a waste. Right now the name changes in the preview program. I think you'd wait, I'd recommend everybody wait and see as far as changing your PSN name. Well, the good news is I think I figured out how to beat this. The bad news is it really is just going to require at least one more game. We've got a game on Steam called Citadel, the Ancestral Strain. This is a weird looking effect, but it doesn't look bad. Like, this looks like effort was put here, effort was put into this. This isn't just pixel art, this is, I thought about every single pixel to animate the pixel art, which there's a big difference there. A lot of pixel art games look like total garbage. This looks super sharp, detailed, and like something that actually could be a good game and a throwback to an NES game, but hopefully still a good game even though it is a throwback. It's 10% off for $7.19. I like Citadel, the Ancestral Strain. Let's see if this developer has made anything else. Well, they have Citadel, the Legends Trilogy before this that came out in 2017, and the Masked Mage that came out in 2016, and Gravity Spin. None of these games have been reviewed well or reviewed much at all.
Job's done.
But it doesn't look bad. Citadel, the Legends Trilogy either doesn't look like a bad game. So guess I'll look at their other games and open that and click that and work my way over here. So the Legends Trilogy looks a little bit rougher, a little bit more zoomed out. Seems like it's a little bit more simplistic of a game with like only one item, but it is just Castlevania again, and there's polish here certainly. So maybe they're taking the same game and selling it several times, but they're selling you allegedly 3 games in this first one for $9.99, and then they decided to make some more. Alright, do 2 damage now. Not really necessary.
It only cost my soul.
The other game from this developer is called The Masked Mage, which again seems to have been a earlier version of a Castlevania. It would be actually pretty interesting to play 4 games in the same style of game and just see the developer get better and better at it. Although, generally speaking, I'd prefer if the developer just made improvements to the one game instead of making 4 different games that are very similar. I'd like him to potentially fix the first game that they have out for release, and make that perfect before it's available for release. But no, I'm still kind of liking these games. Alright. Deal 4 damage and then 1. Next game they have is called Gravity Spin, which I think I've looked at this game. Oh, the problem now I'm realizing is this developer has put out a bunch of the same game at the same time. So I'm gonna put him on the follow list, but I'm also gonna keep a side eye on this character because clearly either he doesn't understand releasing games at separate times or what. Like he's got 4 different games that are all Metroidvanias, each selling between $6.99 and $9.99. This is by far the worst looking one of the bunch too. But I don't know what else to say about that. Charge or taunt? Let's go with taunt. Gamatsu has an article. Our World is Ended is coming to the West for the PS4, Switch, and PC in 2019. Follow a team of eccentric developers working on an AR augmented reality game. So it's anime characters that are game developers in a game. Let me watch this trailer, but it's a whole group of weirdos. This, and do I want to do this right now? Probably fine. This trailer is mostly just an anime intro movie, and that's all it is. Okay. I play this first. Play this. We can do this. We kill this. Could play that too. Yeah, the trailer didn't show me anything. Our World of Ended apparently has over 40 hours of gameplay. What kind of game is it? It says it's a visual novel. 40 hours of visual novel gameplay. Wow. That's probably not that much, actually. Let's see. Draw a card. Play stealth. 2 this turn. Attack. That was a mistake. Or whatever.
Each of you shall pay.
TechRaptor has an article. Red Dead Redemption 2 will be getting an official companion app. The app will connect directly to your PS4 or Xbox One, delivering interactable real-time information to your device. The app is available on the game's launch day of October 26th. I assume the app is a iOS and Android app and not some other weird thing. I'm seeing an iPad using it. So, well, actually, is that an iPad? No, that isn't. I'm seeing some kind of tablet using it. No clue who or what kind of.
The dark path is my destiny.
We have a game on Steam called Oil Patch Simulations, that the game looks like garbage. So we are certainly ending where we started on just some really awful games today. $16.19 discounted for this game. Alright. Let's see. What does this one do? Deal 1 damage if it survives. Summon slime. Attack here. End turn. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and attack and hope this works. And we already talked about this. TechRaptor says Agony Unrated is real, standard version coming to Switch this year. Yeah, we already covered this TechRaptor article. I'm not going to put Agony on my wish list though. I think they've already lost their chance. Let's see.
Another night on the prowl.
+1/+1 on stealth. Attack here. Attack here. Maybe attack here. I guess I'll save it. Game Message has an article. Oculus co-founder Brendan Iribe, I-R-I-B-E, leaves Facebook. We already kind of talked about that. You can read the article if you're interested. Oh yeah, I forgot to watch Susan Wojcicki, the CEOs of YouTube's video. Guess we could reload it and see where it is on likes and dislikes now. Oh yeah, it's still way more dislikes than likes for the October 2018 creator letter. So yeah, it's not just that people don't like her, it's they don't like what she has to say too, I think. Let's see, attack here. And then I'm on the Humble Monthly store, which I believe there is a WB Classics bundle now. So if you want Scribblenauts Unlimited, Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, and Batman Arkham Origins, you can get that for $1 or less. If you particularly less if you don't want the Steam codes, $1 more if you want the Steam codes.
Where shall I strike?
Can I attack here? Attack here. Can I enter? If you pay more than the average, which is right now $4.10, which will probably go up, you get Bastion, Mad Max, Injustice: Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition, and 10% off Lego The Incredibles. That's pretty cheap, though, to just give a discount off Lego The Incredibles instead of giving you actually Lego The Incredibles. Let's see. And if you pay $12 or more, you get Batman Arkham Knight and Batman Arkham Knight Season Pass, which there's some games here, like, it would make sense to probably go the $4.10 route and get Injustice: God Amongst Us Unlimited Edition. I think I already own Mad Max and Bastion, and I probably don't own Lego The Incredibles, but I don't feel like spending 10 cents on that. I probably also don't own Arkham Origins or Shadow of Mordor. Game of the Year edition, unless Shadow of Mordor is the first game and not the second game, then I do own it. And Scribblenauts Unlimited, I suspect I do already own. Let's see. Let's hit this, and this, and I screwed that up. Hit that, and then return. So, kind of a good bundle if you want a bunch of WB games, although WB games are slightly questionable in quality. And see, now I'm back to my Twitter feed, and I'm not making any progress here, and I've covered, I think, enough of the news. So let's just take a break here. I'm going to scroll down my Twitter feed and just really quickly, I know I shouldn't do this, look and see if there's any super important new news because we started early. And then we're going to wrap up and go to a silent post show. This is clearly going to take all day, and in all honesty, I might literally fall asleep doing the silent post show stream because of just how long this Tavern Brawl is going. Remember, I've got 2 other Tavern Brawls that I would have to figure out how to play and do. And I kind of have the idea. If you get the beast character that lets your beast have charge, and then you play as the cat, then you'll get a new cat every time you attack. So you should be able to do an infinite amount of damage against the head than just attacking the cat against the head. A new cat would summon, attack that cat against the head, a new cat would summon. Let's see. I have no idea what that TechRaptor article is about. I'm still scrolling down. There is certainly stuff that came out as far as tweets, but I'm not sure any of it, any of it matters. Let's see, and honestly, there might not be too much. Yeah. I've noticed that there's something new happening on my headphones or my setup where a lot of the low effects or the wind blowing on the microphone plays back in my headphones, and I get really low effects. Sounds like somebody is knocking on a wall or a door outside or in my house, which kind of sucks. Yeah, you don't want slightly creepy sound effects happening in your ears, but I don't know how I'd really fix it either because I don't know what's causing it. I think maybe my headphones are breaking down. I've worn them. Well, I know my headphones are breaking down because the leather is all cracked on the headband and around the ears. So yeah, there's games, but there's a couple of games I could talk about on Friday. TechRaptor had a final season of The Walking Dead episode 2 review. It's kind of pointless to even review the game though. Yeah, it just kind of makes no sense until that game is 100% out. Let's see. Yeah, I should be done here in a second. We spent another 36 minutes extra trying to do the weekly tavern brawl. It did not work out well. And I think I've hit the point where I've seen everything on my Twitter feed, so there really isn't. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be anything new, because this was a moderately short experience of just 3 hours. So I'm going to stop scrolling down at this point and just assume that that is correct. Maybe that means 2 or 3 games will get missed at most. So I'm going to wrap up here and go to a silent post show. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description. And if you want to support me, you can support me through Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist, or a game you'd like to see me cover, or just a gift card. Remember, Steam Summer Sales seem to be happening over the course of the next 3 months, so that'd be a great time to get a game and gift it to me. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.